I've had my hands on more SUVs than I can count, and most of them look sweet until you pop the hood and see the truth. The 2025 Lexus RX? That's one you don't just take for a test drive. You size it up like a mechanic, because what's hiding under all that leather and tech might surprise you. Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarlandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today, I'm giving you the no BS verdict on whether this thing's worth dropping 50 grand on, or if you're better off hunting something else that'll treat your wallet and your sanity a little better down the road. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now, buckle up and let's get back to the video. First impressions. I rolled a 2025 Lexus RX into my bay, and the first thing I listened for was the door thud. Solid, tight, no tinny echo. Panel gaps are even, underbody shields are secure, and the fasteners look coated like someone planned for weather. The 2023 redesign still looks clean in person, and a 500-hour with the Blackline package I saw wore incognito paint, black 21-inch wheels, and orange calipers that suit the shape. Inside, Lexus knows its craft. The new standard 12.3-inch digital cluster is crisp. The base 9.8-inch touchscreen runs wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, and the optional 14-inch unit is great if you live on big maps. Materials are upscale where your hands live, and the seats feel cushy, keeping your back happy after a long day. Price frames the call. You are shopping between about 49 grand and 71 grand, depending on trim, from standard to premium, premium plus, luxury, F-Sport handling, and F-Sport performance. That sits with X5 and GLE money. Ride quality stays calm, cabin noise stays low, and the steering on some models leans light, which daily drivers like even if weekend carvers may not. Space is fine for most families, though rivals offer more legroom and cargo room. Safety gear comes loaded with Safety System 3.0, and RX models have scored well in crash testing. First impression verdict. This feels like luxury done with restraint. The powertrain you choose will decide the rest, so stick around. Under the hood. Popping the hood on the RX lineup is like walking down a row of toolboxes. Each one's got a different setup, and you pick the one that matches the job you've got. The RX 350 runs a 2.5-liter turbo 4 with 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet, tied to an 8-speed auto. It's quick enough for errands and highway runs, but if you're used to a V6 pull, it won't exactly snap your head back. The hybrids are where Lexus really flexes. The RX 350-hour pairs a 2.5-liter 4 with an electric motor for 246 horsepower, and it'll sip fuel like a ranch hand nursing his last beer. 37 miles per gallon in the city and 34 on the highway. Then there's the RX 450-hour, plus the plug-in that'll give you 37 miles on electric before the gas engine even wakes up. At 304 horsepower and an estimated 5.8 seconds to 60, it's the sleeper in the bunch for folks who want quick and quiet. Top dog is the RX 500-hour F-Sport Performance, packing 366 horsepower and 406 pound-feet. That one's got a 6-speed auto, rear-wheel steering, adaptive suspension, and brakes big enough to haul down a freight train. It's not a full-blown sports SUV, but it will hustle when you lean on it. The thing is, each of these powertrains changes how this rig feels in your hands and in your wallet. Maintenance, fuel stops, parts costs. Different story for each. Knowing which one fits your life isn't just smart, it's the difference between loving your RX and cussing it in the driveway. Ride and handling. You know that feeling when you slide into an old recliner that just fits your shape, no matter how many miles are on it? That's the vibe the RX gives when you're rolling down the road. Lexus tuned this thing for comfort first, and you can tell. Smooth over potholes, calm on rough back roads, and planted on the interstate. Even on the RX 500-hour with its adaptive suspension and rear-wheel steering, you're still in a luxury SUV, not a track toy. The steering stays light, almost too polite if you're hunting corners, but for daily driving it's like power steering on a well-oiled tractor. It's easy and damn predictable. The F-Sport handling and F-Sport performance trims stiffen things up, swap in bigger brakes, and ride on 21-inch wheels. They'll give you a little more bite in the turns, but don't expect it to drive like a low-slung sports sedan. Those big wheels look great, but will make you wince if you're used to smaller tire replacement bills. Brakes across the lineup are solid, with the RX 500's 6-piston calipers feeling like you could stop a cattle trailer. The hybrids carry a bit of extra weight, so you'll notice a slightly different braking feel, but nothing that'll catch you off guard. Bottom line from the driver's seat? This is a cruiser's ride. It'll eat highway miles without wearing you out. soak up city bumps without rattles, and keep passengers happy. If you want sharp handling, the RX isn't gunning for that crown, but if you want comfort that lasts, it's sitting pretty high on the list. Cabin and tech. Climbing into the RX feels a bit like stepping into a buddy's shop who's got everything dialed in. Tools hung just right, workbench clean, and every drawer labeled. Lexus knows how to put a cabin together, and the 2025 model keeps that streak alive. The dash is clean, buttons fall right under your fingers, and the 12.3-inch digital cluster is bright enough to see even when the sun's beating down on the windshield. If you spring for the 14-inch touchscreen, you've basically got a laptop bolted to the dash, and it runs quickly with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Seats are where Lexus earns its keep. They've got that firm yet plush feel that holds up over time, not the soft foam that breaks down after a few summers. Even base trims wrap you in nice materials. And the luxury trim? That's leather worth bragging about. Little touches, heated steering wheel, wireless phone charger, hands-free liftgate, make living with it easy. The tech is smart without feeling gimmicky. Advanced Park will steer it into a spot for you. The 360 camera saves you from curb rash, and the head-up display keeps your eyes on the road. The digital rearview mirror's a nice touch if your cargo's piled high. As someone who's seen interiors fall apart after a few years, I'll say this. Lexus cabins age gracefully. No peeling panels, no sticky buttons, no mystery rattles showing up out of nowhere. If you treat it right, this is the kind of interior that'll look good well past 100 Kelvin miles. Space and practicality. Space in the RX is like a well-packed toolbox. Everything's got its place, but you're not hauling around a whole shop. Up front, you've got plenty of stretch-out room, and the seats keep you comfortable even if you're chewing through a full day's worth of miles. Rear passengers get decent legroom at 37.4 inches, but when you stack it against something like a BMW X5 or Cadillac XT5, you'll notice they've got a little more breathing space. If your crew's tall or you've got kids in bulky car seats, that's worth keeping in mind. Cargo is similar. With the seats up, you're looking at 30 cubic feet, which is plenty for a week's groceries, golf clubs, or a couple of big suitcases. Drop the rear seats, and you've got 46.2 cubes to play with. Not bad, but the X5 will swallow more if you're the type to haul gear for weekend projects or outdoor trips. Where the RX wins is how usable that space is. The load floor is flat, the liftgate opens wide, and the power operation is quick. The low load height makes it easy to slide in heavier stuff without wrenching your back. That's a detail you appreciate after a few years of ownership when you're moving more than just luggage. So yeah, it's not the cargo king in its class, but for most folks' day-to-day life, groceries, sports gear, maybe a couple bags of mulch, it's going to get the job done without a fuss. And if you're picky about comfort, you might just take the trade-off. Safety and reliability. When it comes to keeping you safe, the RX is like that buddy who always spots you at the bench press. He's watching your back before you even know you need it. Lexus loads every 2025 RX with Safety System Plus 3.0, which means automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, road sign recognition, adaptive cruise with lane tracing, and even curve speed management. That's a whole crew of digital co-drivers making sure you don't end up in my shop for the wrong reasons. Crash scores back it up. Most trims snag 5 stars overall from NHTSA, with strong side impact protection and solid frontal ratings. The only trim that drops to 4 stars overall is the FWD RX 350, and even then, it's still pulling the same individual crash scores as its all-wheel drive siblings. The IIHS already gave the 2024 RX a top safety pick plus, so unless Lexus completely forgot how to bolt one together in a year, 2025 should be just as solid. Now, reliability. That's where Lexus has its secret sauce. I've seen older RX models cross the 200 Kelvin mark without the owner's wallet crying for mercy. Regular maintenance, quality parts, and a drivetrain that isn't overstressed go a long way here. Sure, the hybrids have more moving parts in the drivetrain, but Lexus hybrids have been some of the most dependable in the business for years. End of the day, if you're buying an RX in 2025, you're not gambling on whether it'll take care of you. You're more likely to decide how much safety tech you want riding shotgun. Should you buy it? Alright, here's the deal. If you're hunting a mid-size luxury SUV that won't cry for mercy after a few winters, the 2025 Lexus RX is worth a hard look. I've seen them in the shop with 6 figures on the odometer, still idling smooth, leather holding up, and electronics working like the day they rolled out. That's the kind of track record you don't just read on a spec sheet. You see it when a customer pulls in for nothing more than an oil change and a set of tires. Now, if you're expecting it to handle like a German sport SUV or swallow a full sheet of plywood, this ain't your Huckleberry. This thing's built for comfort, not lap times, and the cargo space is fine, not barn-sized. But if you pick the right one, like the RX 350-hour for sipping fuel or the RX 500-hour if you want more kick, it'll fit right into your life without nickel and diming you to death. Price-wise, yeah, it sits between 49 and 71 grand, but you're buying into one of the most reliable luxury nameplates on the road. And Lexus service? They'll keep you coming back with coffee, cookies, and a loaner car that isn't some rental clunker. So, should you buy it? If you want an SUV that'll ride smoothly, age well, and let you focus on living instead of fixing, then hell yes. Just don't expect it to be something it's not, and you'll be grinning every mile.